Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I forgot to put a note here on Instagram that I was going to be live this morning, but you guys know I do this almost every week. Good morning, Michael. How are you? At least I tried to. Good morning, Ellen. Hi, Susie. Good morning, everybody. I'm excited to paint this morning. I'm going to do something that's a little different. I went through my images to find something I hadn't done yet. Here, let me show you. I'm going to paint these. They're kumquats. It's a photo that I took when I recently went with my art friends to Longwood Gardens. And it's a larger image of them, but I like this because I really want to focus on the values, and I love like that little indent in there, and I want to try and capture that very simply. We'll see how I do. Good morning, Barb. Hi, Donna. Whoops. Anyway, mess this morning as usual. I need to mix up oranges for and I like this, how light this one is, and I like that this is light and the darker orange is in three places. Like, it really is kind of nice composition. I like the greens. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing I did, I was playing around. I've been working on these, playing with hearts, because it's just a fun thing to do. And I have a little bit of texture. I put a little texture on my board before I painted, and I love how that looks. I did some little ones yesterday. Let me show you. They're just the cutest little things. They're on little raised panels. And I have to clean my edge up there. I never know if I should clean those edges up or not. I like how handmade it looks, that they are a little messy, but I always feel like I should clean them up. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I put a little texture on there. And I like how that looks. So I put some on here. It's, let me see what it is. It's called Fine Pumice Gel. So we'll see how it looks. Good morning, Irma. How are you? What kind of board do you like to paint on? When I paint smaller paintings, I paint on ampersand gesso board. And then when I do larger paintings, I paint on canvas. Because the gesso boards get really heavy when they're tall, really expensive when they're tall, and what else are with them? Now wait, let me get this so I can mix colors. You see that okay? My lighting is always a problem. Yeah. And the big ones, when they're large, they're kind of vulnerable too. Okay. So let's mix up some colors. Now, when I do this, I won't be able to see your comments because the phone is up high. I can't see it. But when I move it back down, I'll be able to see if you have any questions or anything. And this, oh, that's a shadow from my tea. I've already moved on from coffee to tea this morning. It's been a long morning already. I know, the hearts are so much fun. I ordered some more of those little panels. I'm going to make some more. I'll have them on my website eventually. I just have to do, photograph them and stuff. I'm always good at that part, especially like people say to like batch things like that, to batch images, like when you're photographing them and then do them all at one time. I am so not a batcher. I get bored doing it that way. Really bored. So I'm not good at batching. I'm better at doing one every day. And I know that's not time efficient, but that's how my brain works. If I went on to the second one, sometimes I get bored. But with those little ones, then I have four to do. And it's like, meh, I don't feel like it. Maybe today. Maybe. Oh, that's really nice. That looks like a color in there for sure. And I need more. I'll warm this up a little bit. I'm going to clean my palette knife off. And I'm going to put a little orange in there. Is that too much orange? No. I don't think it was. Maybe just a little too much. I don't know. I like that color. No, that's good. I'm going to keep that right there because that one of those leaves definitely looks like that. I just need to make a little bit more of my green. like somewhere in between those. Like that. That looks really nice. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good for my greens. Let me wipe this a little bit and then I'll work on oranges. Well, I don't think I need to wipe this off because it's okay if some of the green gets into some of the orange. It's not in this case, I think it's probably a good thing because I'm going to actually mix a little bit of green into this to desaturate it and a little bit of red out here. A little more green. But sap green, you need a lot of it to change it, to make a shift. That looks pretty good for the let me just do a little bit of this. Make it very desaturated and a little bit darker. Maybe a little more red. That's nice. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I need a little bit of kind of my pure orange, a little bit of that in there. And I'm gonna lighten that. That's very nice. And even a little bit more toward yellow. Then I need, there's the one kumquat that is more of a yellow. I need to have that as a desaturated color too. So I'm going to add, let me see. I think I need, well, let me try this. I'm going to maybe warm that up a little bit. I should have cleaned my palette knife off. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Just gonna put a dot of violet in there. Purple's a complement to the yellow. To desaturate that. Oh, I need it more. I have a little brown. Let's put a little brown in there. Every now and then I mix color that totally, I'm gonna clean my palette knife off. Just a little bit of purple, violet. That's pretty nice. All right, I'm going to keep that color and put a little more violet in. I don't know what to do the background. I could do the entire background in violet, and that might be too strong. Maybe a violetish brown would be fun. All right, I need a little more of my yellow out here. And then I'll check to see if I missed any comments from you guys. Now that's nice. Kumquat. Have you ever eaten a kumquat? Oh, I won't be able to see your answers. Don't tell me yet. I don't think I ever have. They were trees in the new part of Longwood Gardens has a new section that they just finished building, and the kumquat trees were back there. We were there, I think, right before Christmas, I believe. A little white in there. Looks like fall colors, doesn't it? that's pretty. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna get you guys. I'll make sure. Yes, as a kid in South Florida. I don't know what you said, Ellen. Good morning. What are we painting today? I am painting kumquats. Aren't they pretty? Pull this back a little bit. Let me see if I'm just checking, make sure I didn't miss any comments from anybody. Anybody have questions? Welcome, everybody. I said I forgot to let you know that I was painting. Does Instagram let you know that I'm live? Is that how you remember? Oh, as a dessert option in Ireland. Oh. We never have kumquats as an option here that I know of. Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little bit of a brownish, purplish color in the background. See how that goes. I got a little white in there that I didn't want. Just not as violet maybe as I want, but let me get a little. I'm just putting a little bit of dioxazine purple out here on my palette, just for the fun of it, and we can always wipe it off. I have notifications on for your posts and get a live reminder. Oh, Susie, I didn't even know you could do that. Thank you. Good. That's great. Because, it seems like Instagram's reach is just not what it used to be. Like, I feel like my Instagram is broken. And I know that's really not the case. They just changed everything, the algorithm or whatever, but it feels broken to me. So I feel like nobody sees my posts. Anyway. I'm trying to think about what's new with me. Well, my son is getting married next weekend, which is very exciting, and his fiance, of course. So I'm knee deep in getting all the printed materials ready for that, and getting myself ready for that. So I'm excited about it. He's been dating his girl for like 12 years, so time for them to get married. I'm very excited to have her in our family, even though I feel like she has been anyway. And see, when you put that dark of a color, I mean, like a violet, it's so saturated that like I can't go back to white, which is fine. I'm interested to see what kind of happens with this. That's how you learn, is by doing crazy things and taking risks, and that's what keeps it fun for sure. So sometimes in my background I'll use a color that is the color of what like I do it in yellows and light greens, but today I just felt like rocking the boat and doing something crazy. That's what keeps me entertained. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a little bit of a slump, and if I do something way out of my comfort zone, usually that's a good thing to get me back in flow. That's what you want to call it. Would your squeaky clean off more? Oh, I don't know. Let's see, Ellen. Let's think of what you meant. Let's see. I have it right here. Yeah, it does a little bit more. A little squeegee. Sure it does. I could do that and this a little bit. Where am I lightest? That really does, huh? How do you get a thin layer without medium? I always seem to have a hard time. Oh, I do use a medium. Now I use, I like different things, but right now I'm using liquid. So just a little bit of liquid on my brush as I'm doing this base layer. And then I have it in this little jar, close it up and put it away. I don't need it anymore. And then I just use paint straight out of the tube. This was a good idea, Ellen. It's like doing a fun underpainting. So what I'm looking for are my lightest lights in the painting. And this would go here, and this. Right there. It's pretty fun. And this just kind of maps out where I'm going with things, so I know, I have an idea of my direction. This is a little... It's really fun. And this is very light up here. I'll put that in so I don't really forget. And this is light. And the more this sits, the less you'll be able to move the colors around. Just softening some of those edges that I created. Okay. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, why not? A little fun in. Maybe not a lot, because I really like this brown and purple look to it, but I guess that probably won't really stick. But paint with the color palette, not thinking at all about the real local color of the object. It's hard to think about things that way, but it's a fun exercise. And speaking of that, I think my Square Pear Gallery workshop in, I think it's the end of February, is sold out. But I did have a couple spots open up in France because there's another little space that they're going to be using. So if you were thinking about joining me and didn't get around to signing up for France, which is in the end of June this year, it's not too late. I think there's like two spots that opened up. It's going to be amazing. And I also have a trip. I'll be teaching in Italy the next year, and that is already starting to fill up. So it's another thing to look into. What am I missing here? Can you see that okay? I feel like I have a little bit of a hot spot. I have to peel these pigment sticks, have paper on them. I need to get new ones of these anyway before I go to France. And this is just a little too soft. That'll take forever to dry, so I won't put much on there. What color did I miss? Green, and then I think I'm good. And we'll move into painting. Okay, I think that's good. Is there a hot spot? Let me check that. No, I guess it isn't. I think it's just the, wish I could join you in France. Hope to go on one of your trips sometimes. Good. I hope you can join me. I'll keep going as long as I can or feel like it. Hopefully several more years. Yeah, so my goal is to let some of this spontaneous color show through and still capture what it looks like with the image. So what was my question I asked that I didn't want you to answer until I came back? Whether you ever eat kumquats, was that it? I can't remember already. They are pretty. They look like clementines, don't they? It just was, I guess, clementine season because I kept getting them at the farmer's market the last few weeks, and oh, they're so good and so easy to peel, like such a low maintenance thing to eat and healthy at the same time. So I'm getting ready for shows. I have a show in Florida in Coconut Grove, and that is in February. So I've got to have all my work ready for that. And I also am going to be part of a show it's called Yellow Springs. It's outside of Philadelphia. I think it's near Phoenixville. And I'll have my work in that show. And then also at Willow Valley, which is a retirement community near me. To show your work at local places like that. That's always a good idea, especially, you don't want it just sitting around in the winter. It's good to have exposure and have it in places. Where can I find details of your European workshops? They are on my website. It's kimmyersmith.com and under Learn. And also there's a link here in the bio of here in Instagram. You could go to my bio and click the link. This feels very different because I have the texture also, so I'm really changing things up here with what I'm doing. It's always good to do that. Out of that comfort zone. Oh, thank you, Ellen. You're wonderful. Oops. Hitting my light that I had here to film when I was mixing colors. It's great my way. Yeah, doing it this way with, I don't know if it's the texture on here or what it is. It all feels a little dry to me. It's a little drier than what I'm used to. So it's good to try different things and then think about what's different, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. This does feel... So here's this petal and this petal, but there's one in here. see the Italy group, but not the France. Huh, Danielle. Well, maybe I didn't add it. Oh, no. So spots just opened up. So you can, if you want to email me, or I'll add it shortly. Maybe I didn't add it back in because it was full, and then the new space that they're making, Harrison opened up. So I will add that. I don't keep up with all my things sometimes. Doing all this takes a lot of time, and it's like I'm not the most organized person in the world, and then to keep all the balls in the air. And I've been knee deep in wedding stuff lately. Oh, you see it now. Oh, good. My husband bought me Vasari paints for Christmas. They arrive tomorrow. I'm feeling so lucky. Oh, Irma. Lucky you. What a wonderful husband. That's so fun. I want to see what colors you chose. I assume you picked them out and he didn't, right? I don't know that you could go wrong, though. I wouldn't care if my husband just went online and picked colors for me. I'd love them all. Yeah, Nina said, that's great, Irma. Yes, that is so fun. Oops, I have a little bit of pigment stick. Sometimes they leave behind a little, like a little chunk of, oh, you can't see it. Dark green this. These values are almost the same right in here. I could have mixed up, I think, a little bit more traditional green here. What time is it? 8:28. Oh, we're good on time. Oh, yes, I picked the Bonnard, Villard palette. Oh, that's a good idea to do it that way. I get those sometimes too, the pre-thought out palettes. When did we get the Renaissance Ellen? Didn't we get that one time? It does get you to try different colors and go into their store if you live anywhere near it. That's just such a fun road trip. We didn't make it there this year. Last year. But we can go this year. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm kind of thinking hard about this. It's a lot going on with the different colors. So I always try to paint partly with my intuition, partly with what I see. Bright orange in there. I'm not going to do that yet. I just want a hint of what's going on down here. That's like probably plants in the background. Can you please tell us which Lindo of pigments you use? Which kind of oil paint? Is that what you mean? I use all different. I love playing with different kinds of oil paints. But if like when I'm teaching, I use a lot of Winsor Newton because I find that it's consistent and not terribly expensive. So if you're just looking to invest in some, I do have a favorite art supply list, I think on my website, as well as a list. I made one inside of Amazon too of my favorite art supplies. So you could look there if you want to. It's all those links are in my bio. Here on Instagram. Oh, there's a little. This is tricky. Where else? Oh, this needs to go darker right here. I really need to think about my values. And not get too lost in the weeds. That's the hard part. I need to go a lot lighter in a lot of spaces here. But I always save the lightest for last. So that's part why I'm not doing that just yet. And that petal in here is, whoops, that's just going dark very quickly. Kind of have to put my paint on my brush and lay it on top. So see how I put it on gently, try not to work it too much, which I just did, so that it lays on top of the other paint. This is a tricky one. So where's everybody listening from? Watching. I guess you're listening and watching. You're doing both, aren't you? I have a little highlight back there. Anita says this looks so beautiful already. Thank you, Anita. It was a crazy start with all those colors. I'm still not totally confident that it's going to turn out, but I'm feeling better about it now. You have to get through the ugly part before you can feel confident that hopefully everything's going to be fine in the end. And I'm trying to do this at the very end, but I love these pops of like the blues and the purples behind there. Are the pigments acrylic? Oh, this is all oil paint. Mm-hmm. I like to leave a little texture to that. A little lighter in here. Irma says it has a vintage feel to it. It does, doesn't it? I don't know what it is about it that feels that, but I think so too. It does feel a little vintage. Vintage. And the trick is to put in enough detail to get the feel of it, but not put in so much that the personality of the underpainting and everything that's happening leaves. Gets up and leaves the party. We don't want that. I like how it feels a little bit textural there. Do feel like I could use a little more like red in here. Yeah, that's good. Missed the beginning. What color was your underpainting? It was a purple and a little bit of brown. I was a little reckless crazy. I chose the purple because it's the complement to orange to see how it would all look. And it's pretty fun. I'm going to lose these little blue spots in here. Break that up a little bit with some color. Yeah, the colors are really fun. So I'm thinking about value, and I'm also thinking about, this came over a little far into that. That's okay. You always have to remember that nobody sees your reference image anyway. So if you do something and you like it better than you see in the reference, that's fine, because no one will know what the reference looked like. I always have to remind myself of that. That helps you. A bit like Paul Gauguin. Well, thank you, Ellen. Merci. I want to be like those painters back in the day where they would just immerse themselves in paint all day long. Wouldn't that be amazing? I really never allow myself to do that. Okay, is it time for me to work there in the center? I think so, because I can't quite tell what's happening unless, well, I have this bit up here on the little light stem. Break that up a little bit. You do have to look for your big areas that need to be broken up color-wise a little. An ampersand panel with fine pumice gel tech. Thank you, Ellen. Yeah, that fine pumice gel is what gives it that little extra texture. It's kind of fun. I was doing it when I was painting those hearts. and decided I kind of liked how that felt, so I kept going with it. A happy accident. I do that in my sketchbook with acrylics, but I don't usually do it with oils. And I think it's okay. It's like putting gesso underneath there. I can't imagine that for its, what is it called? For how long it'll last. Like people talk about, how long paintings will last and if it's, gonna stand the test of time. But I really don't think that I need to worry if people are gonna have my paintings like 400 years from now. I can't imagine. What brand? Oh, Irma, it's golden. I'll show you the container. Hold on a second. Coming right back. It's pretty fun. This is what I used. Okay, now I can work on that center one. Let some of that purple show and some of the I don't know, the word's gone right now. I don't know what I was going to say. Pigment stick show. I want to let some of that show through. I have to take my time, and this is like one of those cases where I need to paint what I see, not what I think I see. So let me put a little bit of a lighter green underneath here to separate that, because I have a little trouble thinking about that. Yeah, that helped. I needed that separation. Kumquat's not quite perfectly round either. I'm holding my breath a little bit here while I'm doing this. See how that's getting that feel? But it's still spontaneous. That's what I'm trying to capture. Oops. Now, do you think that's too much purple showing through in there? I don't know if it's light enough. So this really is the star of the show. What size is it? Oh, I see notes coming here. Did you write to me in here? Did someone else ask me that? That's so funny. I don't know if someone was texting me about something else, but the size of this is 6 by 8, in case it was someone in here asking me a question. 6 by 8 flat panel. I like the purple showing through too. It makes it magical, doesn't it? It really gives it something. I don't know what. A little something, something. Now I wonder, I think I need to make the front one just a little lighter. But I love that purple. I don't want to lose that. But I think I need to because it is the lead character here. And it could have a little bit of that orange in there too. Right here. And kind of right along here. Let's do that and see how it looks. Just softening those edges a little bit. It does look like it has the indent, doesn't it? And then the trick is, because I could sit here and fuss with this for hours, because it's so fun. Is to call it finished when it's time. Give it a little texture. The orange made it sing. Yes, it needed that orange against those purples. I guess that's what it needed. I mean, honestly, most of the time when I paint, it's intuitive more than anything, which is what I'm trying to grow, my intuition abilities. All right, what do we think? Any other lightest lights that I'm missing? Any other little sexiest spots? Outshines the original. Thank you. Let me see. I'm looking through. This right here is not good. It's not good. I just need to fix this. Is too much of a shape there that doesn't belong. And I think I need a little orange on the end. And then you have to tell me when to stop because I'll start fussing with it. Yes, I will. See, Bob, shouldn't have done that. A little crazy over here. So I can just take that away. Oh, I see a little separation here that we didn't capture. Okay. I think I'm done now. That still doesn't quite look right. See anything else that I'm missing? If I was instructing you, I'd say put your brush down. Just be. Oh, maybe just a little bit here. Just a little bit. Put your brush down. Stop fussing. Because then I'll have all that purple covered. And I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm finished. Finished. All right, I'm going to sign it. I already feel like it's starting to dry a little bit. A sunny vibe on this cold winter day. Thank you. That's my reference. And then I'm going tight so you can see all those little fun pops of color, like because you can see the purple showing through in there and the gold pigment stick. And then here's my palette. Hi, Isabel. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. This was fun. I'm trying to think if there's anything I didn't tell you. I will. I'll have this up on my YouTube channel if you want to watch it again. Well, it'll be here on Instagram too. And I don't know if there's anything else. If you want to learn from me, go to the learn part of my website at kimmyersmith.com. Thanks for hanging out. I love my Wednesdays. I hope you have an amazing day. And I think I'll have enough energy to do it again next Wednesday. I'm not sure because I'll be in crunch time for the wedding, but hopefully I'll have everything done and be able to paint. So thanks for coming, and we'll see you soon. Bye.